Hey guys, Casual Chrono here. In this video we're going to do a couple of pulls on one of the banners and just kind of talk about my philosophy towards when to blow free stones and when not to blow free stones. I am a free-to-play player. Stones are not super common, so I like to be a little picky about when I use them. So that said, first let's see what's going on. It is June 19th. Happy Juneteenth to those that celebrate. And there's a bunch of banners going on. There's the older banners that are about to expire, more recent banners. Suzette, Alter, Another Style, have to pause and collect my thoughts there, is out. And from what I understand, she's fairly powerful. I don't know if she's a must pull yet. I haven't really researched it. Obviously, I don't have her, so I can't, test her out or anything. But on paper, she sounds like she's going to... Can you sound something on paper? On paper, it looks like she would be a very good addition to a wind team. I don't remember reading about this, but there's a bunch of other banners out right now as well. They're all paid, of course, so that's probably one reason I have not really paid that close of attention. Just skimming through, there's a fire banner going on right now. And if you, on the 10th ally encounter, one of the 5 stars below is guaranteed to appear. Manalka, it does not say it's her Another Style, so you're just pulling for regular Manalka, but she would probably be the big win out of these 5 here. If you don't have any form of Alter Xion, getting Xion would allow you to use the treatises to get Alter's Another Style, so that might be a thought as well. The drop rates are pretty much guaranteed if you get a 5-star. So that's that one. This one, it looks pretty cool because Shiguri ES is super powerful. The drop rate is not super high, only 5% for each of them. So, factor that in, but it does say the pickup character does appear Stellar Awakened. So you'd be saving some All Cosmos star charts if you happen to get him. Alma AS, extremely powerful. She's literally invincible and can do counter damage and everything. If you don't have her, might be a good pull. Again, she and Renri Alter are at the 5% level, but they do come Stellar Awakened. Renri herself is actually really good as for a fire team. So if you don't have either of them, that's actually a half decent one. Lunaria, of course. This one popped up. On the 10th ally, one of these characters is guaranteed to appear. Shiguri Extra Style, excellent. Sesta, obviously super top tier. If you don't have her and you do paid banners, this might not be a bad one. Looks like you get to pull 3 times, so you have 3 chances of getting Sesta. The others, Shani Alter's okay, but Shiguri's better for tanking. Melpifia is still used a lot, but I think her use is starting to wane a little bit, especially when we have characters like Suzette, Alter, AC. I still use Melody, Another Style, a lot, but again, Alter, AC, Suzette is starting to kind of take over that role. I don't know of anyone that really uses Garum unless they have to. Yifa's great for buffing. If you don't have Alter Suzette, then this would give Cyan Scyther would give you access to using her treatises. Melissa's still okay. You can get her Stellar Awakened through the No-Pow Emporium, same with Suzette. So they don't really get used too much in the newest content, but they are still pretty powerful. So and looks like that's a kind of one of those guaranteed ones. If you get a gold door, you're getting one of them. So that one's not horrible, especially if you're missing Sesta. Let's see, what else do they have going on? always check the rates before you pull. Just because you see some characters on the banner doesn't actually necessarily mean those have rate ups. In this case, it looks like they do, but 5% again, so not the greatest, but they do appear Stellar Awakened. All 3 characters are extremely useful, so if you don't have some of these characters, and again, if you pay, that's not a bad banner to pull. See, this one fooled me at first. I saw 4 characters. I'm like, oh, okay. And when I checked the rates, I saw only 3 had rate ups, and I start looking, and I'm like, where's Renri? Where's Renri? There's a little border there. It's almost like she's her own little like banner, so to speak. Not pull banner, but just like tapestry type of banner. And it says, you can encounter a Renri ticket and stuff. So Renri actually is not part of this pull. It's just the 3 of them. Ilulu, good for / teams in the past. Not really sure how much she's useful now. Zilva can be pretty powerful, and Utpalaka can as well, but none of the 3 I'd say are absolutely vital in today's content. They're good characters, for sure. If you don't have them, I'm not sure if I would use money to pay for them. Of course, Suzette Alter AC is out, and her rate up banner is a 10% if you use paid stones. And you get all the Star Trail benefits and everything. So you can get a treatise at 5,000 stones, and of course, every 10,000 you spend, you get a chance of getting her. So, yay, again, if you pay for stones. What I'm going to be pulling on is this Day 3000 celebration. There's 2 versions of it, one for paid people and one for us free-to-plays. So the paid one, you have a rate-up chance of basically 10 characters. So 10% chance to get one of them. And let's see, for the paid ones, do you have any extra benefits? Okay, they will not appear in their 4-star form if they have a 4-star form. If you get Izuna 4 stars, that won't happen. So I think be bumped to a 5-star. Not sure if that's exactly how it works, but you won't get Izuna 4-star. You won't be disappointed in that regard. Let's see. And then the Star Trail drop gives you a guarantee of one of these 20 people. So the Day 3000 Star Trail drop, which you can get from the Star Trails, the pseudo pity system, or what they consider a pity system, you are going to get a 5-star character. However, instead of it being any 5-star character, it's limited to one of these 20 right now. This particular banner, 10 of those 20 is featured as a rate up, and I believe in, a few days or next week or something, very soon there's going to be a second banner with the other 10. So of the 20 characters, the second banner is the one that probably has more of the more helpful characters. So if you're free to play, you might want to consider saving characters like Sesta, Shiguri. A lot of the big hitters right now, I believe, are all on the second banner. The first banner are these 10 characters. And honestly, Loquito Alter is used a fair amount these days. I don't have him Stellar Awakened, but I do understand he's a pretty powerful character. Nilia and Xion Extra Style both have their uses. Valette, if you don't have her at all, you get her another style, which means you would have access to her normal style. But overall, like, a lot of these characters, I don't want to say they're not good, because compared to most characters in the game, all of these characters blow them away. But I just don't see them on YouTube or in Reddit being discussed much. No one's talking about the Reviver, for example. Now, the only reason I am going to blow stones on this banner And this is I'm going to start going into now my philosophy of when to spend stones as a free-to-play player. I like collecting characters. I have a lot of characters. I am missing 4 characters in the game. One is a free character, Levia. The other 3 I'm missing are Sazanka, Mazrika, and Kagurame. And Kagurame is actually the main reason I am pulling on this banner. She is one of the 10 that can appear. Will I get her? I hope so, but the odds aren't that good. Now, when I say I have all the characters, whoops, that's the wrong guy to talk to. I have all the characters. I don't necessarily have all of their altar styles and ESs and ASs. You can see, I still have a long way to go before I have everything. I think the way this game is, it's just not going to happen. So you can see I don't have enough for 5 people, but I have the people, which means eventually when the treatises or codices drop, I could get them. So I have access to all but 4 people in the game. That said, so that's the first thought. My first priority is to try and get one version of everyone. I don't care if I get a 4-star version of someone, because I know over time, hopefully, nothing's really guaranteed, but I know over time, if I got a 4-star Kagurame, I know eventually I could get the chance and the tome and 5-star her if I wanted to. I like having the option to get these characters. And like if Mazrika came out with another style next week, I don't have Mazrika, so I can't get the other style, and that frustrates me. So my priority for stones is trying to get the characters I'm missing. So right now, if Sazanka, Mazrika, or Kagurame appear in a banner, I'm going to throw a few stones. Am I going to blow all my stones? No. I'm going to set a limit. I'm going to stick with that limit. If I get them, great. If not, move on with life. And lately I have not had much luck with the treatises, codices. I got 2 Last Haven treatises so far. I can buy 2 more, so basically if 1 more drops, I could get Dewey. But Komachi, been out for a while, no drops. Shion, his ES has been out for a while, no drops. Shion Alter has been out for a while, no drops. And then just this morning, when I went to do my red keys, green keys, and this does influence when I choose to use stones, Suzette's Sweet Lady Treatise, one of them dropped for me on my very first run. So, and remember, I can buy 2 of them. So all I need is 2 more to drop, and I would have access to a non-stellar awakened Suzette Alter AS. So the fact that a new banner appeared and I chose to go and run my red keys and green keys, thanks to my running, I already have 1 treatise. Now, it's not a guarantee that the other 2 will drop anytime soon or ever, but the fact that I'm 1/3 of the way towards at least having access to her makes me want to pull on her banner a little less. So the first thing when a banner comes out as a free-to-play player, I'm still going to run my red keys, my green keys. Sometimes I'll even sit on the banner for a little while. And if I don't get any treatises and I really want the character, I might toss a few stones their way. But the fact that I've already gotten 1 treatise for a character that was released literally today, and I can buy 2 more, that banner is a little less appealing to me, as awesome as the character seems to be on paper. And then I could get, whoops, I do have enough opuses for Yukino, and I am 1 opus away from Leclerc. And Yukino, and the reason I bring that up, it's not for bragging. Let me go back to my usual spot. Yukino is one of the characters on this pool. So it's possible I could get... I wonder if I should go ahead and get her now, and that way if I happen to pull her, I would get a +1. Well, I'd get a +1 either way. The annoying thing in this game, if you use the old woman to get an altar or to get a 5-star character, it doesn't promote their Stellar Awakening gauge, which I think is utterly stupid. It should. I mean, if you get the 5-star character, you should get 1 awakening level. So whether or not I awaken or get a Yukino altar before the pull or after, even if she appears in the banner, it's still going to be a 1/3 awakening. Now, the guiding drop, however, it's used to encounter one of 20 allies in their Stellar Awakened state. So just on pulls, you can see that there's no rate ups for any of the characters in the picture. So just because they appear in the picture does not mean, for the free-to-play players, that does not mean they're more likely to get pulled than, say, I might get Faran, her AS form. Pretty much the exact same chance as getting Xion and his ES form. So again, just kind of an example of how the pictures are somewhat misleading. The reason these 10 are selected is not because of these pull rates. It's because if you blow 3,000 stones, you get a guiding star drop. And that drop will give you one of these characters, guaranteed. Now I have, let's see, I have Valette, excuse me, I have Valette's Stellar Awakened already. I have Nilia Stellar Awakened already. Let's see, I have actually I don't have her Stellar Awakened, just her 5-star. I have Izuna Stellar Awakened. I have Rufus Blazing Hero Stellar Awakened. I have Tsubami Stellar Awakened. Sesta Stellar Awakened was at 6 now. Lingli and Shani Stellar Awakened. So of the 20 characters, 8 I already have completely Stellar Awakened. They might not all have 80 light or shadow, so there might still be a benefit on getting one of them. But that means a little more than a 50-50 chance of getting someone that's not Stellar Awakened. So that's kind of the hope here. The other thing is, in order to get that Star Trail drop, I have to drop 3,000 stones. So I'm going to make 3 pulls and have horrible rates for everyone. So the 3 pulls might be complete busts. In fact, chances are they will be. And then I'll have a 50-50 chance of getting someone useful, and I'll have a 5% chance of getting Kagurame, which for me would probably be the big win out of all this. If I get her, great. If I get someone else, may be great. So the other thing I factor in is stones. I have 7,400 stones right now. There is a campaign going on through the end of June where we get 100 stones a day. It's only June 19th. So that means I'm going to get another 1,100 stones before June 30th. And that's in addition to just watching ads, getting stones, logging in, getting stones. So I'm going to blow 3,000 stones now, but I know by the time July hits, I'll be back up about half of that. So I'll be around 6,000 stones, give or take, depending on additional ads. So pulling on this banner is not going to hurt me too much in the long run. If a really cool character comes out in July, I should have at least 6,000 stones, if not more, by the time that character arrives. So that's another factor that goes into it. My decisions, anyway. And I'm not saying my decisions are correct. I mean, they're opinions like everyone's, but that's kind of how I approach the game. So with that, the other thing I look at when I'm pulling, which doesn't apply too much in this particular banner, the other thing I like to look at is zones. As you all know, in Another Eden, being able to deploy zones, particularly awakened zones and zones that reawaken over and over and over again, is extremely important. So, for example, for fire, Rufus AS, Manalka AS, technically Melissa, Ewan, Stellar Awakened, Sazanka, all of them can redeploy an awakened fire zone over and over and over and over and over again. If you don't have any character that can do that, then pulling for one of them would probably be very beneficial. And in my case, I have access to all. I actually have a little file here with written down with which characters I'm missing to reawaken zones. And I'll tell you right now. Let's go with Shade first as an example. Is she not a staff user? Oh yeah, she's a bow user. Winefika. Winefika, her stellar skill allows me to deploy an awakened shade zone over and over and over again. I have the character, obviously, but I don't have her stellar awakened. So she somewhat takes priority over another character. For example, I don't know, I just exited the whole thing. Water and let's go with water for now. Whoops. Jill Funny. Jill Funny, her stellar skill also deploys an awakened water zone over and over and over again. And I'm only 1/3 of the way there. I could stellar awaken her right now, I guess, if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. So she redeploys an awakened water zone over and over and over again. But you know who else does? So does Felmina, and she does it kind of naturally through her her ice bursts and turn starts and everything. So I have one character, Felmina, that already can do that. To me, that means Jill Funny's priority is a little bit lower. Now, if it's really, really inconvenient, like my Awakened Earth Zone is through Alter Shannon, but that one's kind of annoying to redeploy over and over again. So, but that said, I have the ability to right now. That's the first step, simply getting someone that can reawaken a zone infinitely. Once I have one of those characters, like Felmina, my Jill Funny's importance decreases. However, in the case of Shade, Winefika is the only character, I think, let me look at the Shade Zone. I know I'm kind of tabbed out right now. Yeah, besides Melissa, who can technically redeploy any zone, Winefika, according to the wiki, is the only Shade character right now that can redeploy a Shade Zone infinitely. So that makes her more important than someone like Jill Funny, who I already can redeploy a water zone infinitely, if that makes sense. Basically, I don't have Shade Zone access. Winefika is more important to me than other characters. And Winefika is also at 1 out of 3, so I could, but I don't need Shade Zone awakened that badly either. That's the other thing to kind of factor in. So right now I only have two characters that I'm missing, Winefika and Alter Leclerc, who can redeploy a piercing zone infinitely. So those are the only two zones that I can't deploy infinitely. And I think Lunaria technically gives me piercing abilities with her Stellar Burst. So I kind of sort of have piercing covered. But right now, I can tell you, again, because I have it all written down, Winnefica, Szanka, Gilfunny, Utpalaka, Alter Akane, Xion Extra Style, Alter Leclerc, and Daisy, another style. All of them have the ability to redeploy awakened zones. I have Gilfunny, Utpalaka, Akane, Xion, and Daisy, but I don't have them stellar awakened. So that's what, did I say 5 people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people. So those 5 people kind of sort of have importance in my eyes. However, of those 5, Szanka, or Gilfunny, I do have another way to deploy Awakened Water Zone. At Palaka, I do have another way to deploy Thunder Zone. Akane Alter, I do have Id and her sidekick. So, oh wait, that one's Bash. I do have Alter Shannon for Earth, so I don't need Akane Alter. Xion Extra Style, I do have other ways to deploy Awakened Slash Zones. I have just regular Xion Stellar Awakened. Alter Leclerc, I do have... where'd she go? Oh, that's right. She's part of my team, so she doesn't show up in this list. I do have Lunaria, for example. She should have shown up in that list. Oh, well, maybe I had a filter on. And then Daisy, AS, I do have a sidekick that can deploy a bash zone over and over again. So when I'm deciding to pull, I take those things into consideration as well. That was kind of a long discussion on why I should blow stones, but maybe it will help you deciding if you need to blow some of your very precious stones as well. So anyway, of this group, I have multiple characters already stellar awakened. I'm missing some characters. As I said, the big prize for me is going to be Kagurame, if I can get her. If I can, yay. If not, oh well, life moves on. So, enough talking. We're going to do 3 pulls in order to get the Star Trail drop. For those of you that have tons and tons of stones stashed up, which I do not, there are additional Star Trail drops every 10,000, starting with the first 10,000. So, if that group of 20 really appeals to you and you have tons of free stones available, knock yourselves out if you want. I mean, it's a game. Have fun. And let's do that. I don't. We're pulling 3 times. Oh, I'm on the paid one. There we go. All right. So, pull number 1. Remember, the rate is not up for the actual 10 pulls. It could just be the usual disappointment, which it probably will be. And we start off with disappointment. I mean, who knows? Some of these characters might get Stellar Awakened in the future. Oh, well, this is a surprise, but let's remember, it could be anyone. It does not necessarily have to be one of those 20. Izuna, who I already had, but I don't remember how much light she had, so that might... Oh, no way. That's... Really? Well, she's probably getting close to 80 light now. That was crazy. I'm sorry for any of you all that are out there wanting Izuna. I lost track of the pulls. This might be number 10? That's crazy. I wonder... Oh, I'll check out and see how much light she has afterwards. All right, well, kind of successful. First one. Man, if I didn't have her Stellar Awakened, she would have been really close to it at that point. All right, starting off with a Silver Door. Miyu. She's a character that could probably be due for some love anytime soon. Oh, El Seal. And that is helpful. That puts me 1 star chart away from awakening her. All right. So already a win, definitely, with pull number 2. I'd spend 1,000 stones to get a stellar awakening thing up. Gauge up. All right. Yazuki. CL. And number 10. Nonold. Oh, this is number 10. Akane. We were just talking about you earlier. All right. So I got El Seal and a gauge level up. So that is extremely helpful. All right. 1 more and then our drop time. Last of these pools. Oh, we started with Asia in the first pool. This time, her. All right, Nomar again. Oh, Palm. At some point, Palm is going to start giving me staff points instead. Once you hit a gotcha character at 255 light or shadow, any surplus becomes guiding lights or luring shadows. Rufus. Palm is my highest gotcha character right now. Prey. Wouldn't surprise me if he gets a Stellar Awakening one of these days. Benedict. Alright, so this pool, not too helpful. Alright, that does give us our Star Trail drop. So we are done with these pools. Here we go. So here's my drop. I am guaranteed to get 1 of these 20 characters. 8 do not help me, which means 12 will help me to some degree. My hope is that I get Kagurame and I can scratch her off my list. Let's see. And if you get a drop, you have to use it by July 19th, 2025, or else I guess it disappears. So, who's behind gold door number 1? Watch it be Azuna. Tsubame. That's one I already have, but she did not have much in the way of shadow points. So that should put her closer to 50. So I admit I'm a little bit disappointed in that character. Let's do level. Let's see how much. All right, Izuna, those pulls gave me 62 light points, which means I can either improve stats or MP now. Whoops. And let's see. Tsubame. There she is. That pull put me over 50. So again, I have some choices to make: HP, MP, or stats. And the result of those pulls also gave me a 2/3 El Seal. So not horrible. I kind of wish the Star Trail drop had given me at least a new character. I had a over 50% chance of getting someone new Stellar Awakened, but you know, that's how the game rolls. So I wish you all definite luck if you try this particular pool, and for anyone going for, let's see, Alter, Suzette, another style, good luck for your pools for her. So anyway, I hope some of this rambling and thought process helps you out if you are trying to decide whether or not to pool either now or in the future. Anyway, hope Hope this helps. Casual Chrono, signing out.